Hello, I'm MPX Toycat, and yesterday it was revealed for the first time that 1.17 will be the Caves and Cliffs update. And we saw the brand new caves, and they are incredible. We saw the brand new cliffs, or mountain generation, and they are inspiring. But the interesting thing about this update is it doesn't just stop there. There are many other things being added, and one of the major game mechanics that people are confused about is archaeology. So archaeology is the first major attempt to add history and lore directly into Minecraft, and it's going to be adding so many new items, and I just figured we'd dive into it today and explain it a little bit because it has the potential to be either the worst or the best game mechanic we've seen in a long time. With that said, you can like this video if you do like it, and let's dive straight into archaeology by letting the developers explain it for themselves.
In this system, you're basically going to find these excavation sites all throughout your world. And you can make this new tool called the brush that is going to help you uncover the mysteries of all these dig sites.
So right off the bat here, this is a new structure coming to Minecraft, which is incredible. It's really important to note that this is something that will only work within those new structures, the excavation sites. So it's going to be a structure that you have to have a very particular tool to deal with because of the brush thing. And just bear that in mind as we go forwards. This won't work across your Minecraft world. At least it won't work successfully most of the time. Instead, it's something that's confined to a particular area. And keep that in mind as we see more.
These dig sites. So you come to one of these ancient structures and you can sort of use the brush to clear away some of the rubble that may have collapsed in those structures. And sometimes you might even find something shiny inside them. But, and this is important, if you are not careful enough, like in real life, you can destroy that artifact.
So when you are in one of these excavation sites, you can dig away the rubble using a brush, a brand new tool, and sometimes you'll just find nothing when you get rid of either gravel or dirt, but sometimes what you'll find is something like a diamond block, which is why you have to be extra careful, because he clearly wasn't careful there, not that I know what that means, and he got the diamond block destroyed. That is 9 diamonds down the drain right there. That's gotta hurt. Anyway, let's continue.
That artifact and all the secrets it held are gone forever. But if you're careful enough, if you take your time and you're deliberate, you can get some of those hidden artifacts. And for example, here we got a ceramic shard, which is basically how whoever lived here used to tell and pass on their stories.
I love the story sides of the archaeology. Because we often talk about that we want to deepen the mystery in Minecraft. And when you find these hidden artifacts, you kind of find like connections and hints. And we will never tell the full story, but these will inspire the players to tell their own stories about their own Minecraft worlds.
Exactly. I think it's going to be really exciting to see what players do with them. For example, here we see an exhibition that someone built for this, where he can compare all the different clues he finds, right, and try to preserve whatever was down here, and he can compare what we found with whatever new thing, and sort of try to connect the pieces, right? And here we see those pieces connected in a clay pot, actually trying to reconstruct them back. And you can create that however you like. You can create your own stories or try to guess how those pieces used to connect.
Yeah. It's also so fun to be very creative with these new pots, because you can put the shards in any way you want.
Exactly. And when you're pleased with your creation, you can fire them up and you have your own painted clay pot.
It's pretty. So, Nir, is this programmer art still?
Yeah.
So what they mean there at the end by programmer art is that everything here is not finalized. Everything here is going to be going through a lot of art stages, etc., etc. It will look better when it's done, but we're seeing the proof of concept for a whole new mechanic that a lot of Minecraft staff are very excited about, and I wanted to dive into just how big of a thing this truly is. Again, everyone I've spoken to about this has just been confused and gone, so we can brush dirt and make dirt half slabs. We can brush gravel and make gravel into 9/10 of a block. Wow, how so exciting. But I think most of that is down to confusing messaging. I think if you actually look at the features themselves, you see some very interesting kind of side mechanics happening here. So first of all, you can see there's a brand new brush item in Minecraft, and it looks like the brush will allow you to kind of brush down blocks slowly and differently to mining them, which kind of breaks them. And presumably, we can't see it fully in here, but it looks like you actually might be able to make some form of partial blocks off gravel or dirt across your Minecraft world. world, because you could see how there were several brushes that the guy had inside of his chest earlier, and it therefore implies that you would want to use these in different circumstances. It can't just be an archaeology brush, right? So there's two types of these brand new brushes, but then you can see how he starts to pick up like a little clay pot, or a part of the clay pot, and this is something interesting because they very explicitly said there's going to be a lot of these that help you piece together stories. There's going to be other artifacts as well, but we've only seen clay pot pieces for now, but this means they're going to be substantially increasing the number of items coming to Minecraft in this particular update. They removed the limit on how many blocks and items they can have in the game a while ago, and it looks like this is one of the first mechanics to fully utilize that, because if you want to have reasons to go to multiple dig sites, and these things can be pretty big, they're going to have lots of unique items, not just diamond blocks, or, you know, like we're going to see here, an emerald block, right? It's not just going to be those two things, but there are going to be many artifacts, and this is where the rub of this update comes from. This is where archaeology can come into its own, or just become a really bizarre thing to teach people how to, you know, do archaeology, because if they add unique, fun artifacts, like you could add, as a trillion examples, you could add a rare type of sword that is super damaged, but maybe super powerful, you know? Imagine like a more powerful than Netherite sword, but it only has 2 durability. That would be super interesting in the PvP space, but also in the main game space, just having a powerful item. You could have, you know, powerful enchantments that don't exist in Minecraft anymore because they've been lost to time, but you could find an enchanted book for it, or an enchanted, you know, just tool that has that enchantment on, only in these archaeology sites. The power level of the things that they include here is what is really gonna, you know, kind of decide it. And if we actually, you know, think about even the things we've seen so far, even if we just focus on the clay pots, which again, by itself would not make a particularly huge thing, you can see how many different like pieces you get on these clay pots. They're adding a whole new customization element for us, something where you can make a almost truly unique item in the game, because there are so many of these individual pot pieces, and you can combine them together however you like. You can take these pot pieces and you can put them on so that it looks like Steve is chasing an ender dragon, or Steve is chasing Alex, or an ender dragon is chasing Steve, or whatever dumb story you want to put together. This is going to be a thing you can do. They say to create your own stories. I don't know if necessarily that's the truest point, but it is going to be a way to make entirely unique clay pots. And again, we have no idea what the clay pots will do when they're done. We can see that you make them from all these pieces, but like, is there a point to them, or is it just an entirely unique decoration item? This is why all of the questions in this update come out, because we now have a brand new tool for playing around with blocks. We have a brand new set of archaeological, you know, artifacts that can be incredibly powerful or unique. And then we even have clay pots in the game, but we have no idea what any of those things do. And that's kind of on purpose. Again, the cave update is something they had to show a lot of. We've seen the cliffs up, you know, part of this update. We've seen goats, because those are things that, you know, they kind of need to explain and show. This is something that is still very early on in the development process. It seems like, again, based on the conversations with Mojang employees, that this is one of the things they're most excited about as a mechanic, and that's why it's the thing that has the most variance. Everything else here, whether it be axolotls, whether it be goats, copperel, the new Watcher mob, all of these brand new things they had to show off, of course, and they're very kind of fleshed out already, it seems like. But this is something where they want to kind of feel out people's ideas. This is something they're clearly kind of internally excited about, and that's why it has some of the most potential. I mean, insane levels of customizations and artifacts. We can tell that they clearly intend to add a lot of new items in this update. We can tell that because one of the features in this update is the bundles. Bundles are a way to take different items that, you know, they've been called some from junk. Like if you have a lot of different flowers, for instance, like 2 of one type, 3 of the other, etc., combine them into one bundle. You can now bundle, you know, using these bundle stacks, you can take a significantly larger inventory space in terms of unique items, and that's one of the biggest things holding us back from having too many unique individual items in Minecraft. I mean, if you go archaeologying and you find 15 clay pot pieces, you find 3 rare weapons, and you find 3 rare enchantments, 2 of which suck. Previously, you just drop some of those. It'd be kind of a bad thing because inventory management isn't fun. But now with bundles, you can actually start collecting all these unique rare things together, and they can really take Minecraft to a whole new level of depth, if you'll forgive the cave update pun. And I think you should. You know, the cave update was announced, and I have made remarkably few puns and comments about it, so you should all be proud. But no, archaeology is definitely the kind of wild card in this update. I think everything else that we've seen and showed off, like even bundles, it's you know, a thing that everyone kind of wants in a way. The cave update, it's a thing everyone wants in a way. Archaeology is the thing that the fewest people resonated with, but it definitely has the biggest potential to be a big feature. If they don't update it a single time between now and summer 2021 when the cave update comes out, obviously it would be super confusing and no one would like the feature in any way. But the the fact that they're in the stage of development where they're still using placeholder art, they're in the phase of development where it's still to be textured, worked out, sized, the items themselves, every single part of this feature is yet to be finalized, and that is kind of the beauty, because we just know that their goals are to make it a brand new mechanic. We know their goals are to give us new customization, and their goal is to explain the lore and history of Minecraft inside of the game itself in a way that allows the player to tell the story, because it's a sandbox game, it's Minecraft of course, rather than kind of forcing it down your throats. And that is the beauty of Minecraft lore as a whole. The lore is something you can kind of construct by yourself. Lots of people come to different conclusions when it comes to so many different things in Minecraft, and I think that is actually a beautiful thing. I think the fact that you throw on the lore and the backstory to make it kind of work whatever you want is what makes Minecraft so great, and I think this archaeology mechanic is going to be wonderful, and that's why I wanted to dedicate this whole video here, because there's a lot of cave, and there's a lot of cliff, and there's a lot of goat features. There's a lot I'd like to talk about in this update. In fact, I've been considering just take every single feature announced at Minecraft Live, and let's talk about every single one in depth, because I've been even doing the research on hey, the copper blocks aged in 16 Minecraft days, which is about 5.5 Minecraft hours. I've been doing loads of chicken in this footage, because this is an update I can't stop looking at my eyes. Would you like to see just a mega video where we dive into that all? It'd be the biggest video we've released in a very long time, because again, there's so much to talk about with every feature. The fact that we're 11 minutes in and there's still so much I have to stop myself talking about this archaeology update. You could have some of these be found under the ground, tie it into the cave, so that way there's a rare unique thing. You could have it be different based on the biome, because obviously people who lived in different biomes are going to live different lives or whatever. There's the number of things they can do on both sides of this is incredible. This is just one feature. Would you like me to hear me at least dive a little bit into every Minecraft feature that we saw announced? Because this is just the start. This is just the beginning of 1.17. There are many more features to come. I've seen it confirmed that there will be more cave biomes. I've seen it confirmed there will be more features, and this is just blowing my mind so much. If you want to see that, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to be streaming Super Mario 64 in just a few minutes. Come check me out on the YouTube channel. Follow me at IBXToycat if you want to see a link to that, because I know some people don't get YouTube notifications for streams, because YouTube is weird that it's both a streaming site and a thing. But yeah, if you want to see some Super Mario 64, we're going to take down Bowser. It's going to be great, and you can come see me there today. Thank you for watching, because I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.